Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about how to stay focused on your level up journey and just how to level up in general. That's been like a big, I guess, subject, throughout the previous years. And all of us, even if you're not leveling up, we're all on a journey. And I think it's just important for those of us that are trying to level up, that are intentionally leveling up, just to stay focused, because it's a never-ending journey. I do see people talk about, tips and like things that you can do, but the thing is, I don't hear a lot of people say, honey, it doesn't end. Okay, once you hit a milestone, once you reach a goal, there's another goal that you have to reach. There's another goal to be set. And I just know for me personally, like, I've reached so many goals over the years and I've accomplished so much, and I have so much more to do. I feel like I'm just like scratching the surface of my level up journey. And I just wanted to share with you guys some tips and tricks that I have, and just, cheers to leveling up. Like, there's different definitions of leveling up, and I think that, everyone's level up journey, everyone's journey in general, it does not look the same. So I think it's definitely important for anyone that has a goal set in mind. Just know that it's going to take work, it's going to take dedication, and it's going to take focus. So let's get into it. First thing that I would say when it comes to leveling up is to write down your goals. Like, that, seeing what you're trying to do on paper, it hits different. You know what I'm saying? Because you can visibly look at it. You know exactly where you're trying to go. You know exactly what you're trying to do. So for me, the first tip is to write it down. Write down everything that you want to do, everything that you want to accomplish, and always circle back to that, whatever it's piece of paper, a journal, whatever it is. Make sure that you just write down what you're trying to do. Like, I think that's just like the first step when you're trying to like get your shit together. Like, write it down. What are you trying to do? Where are you trying to go? And how are you going to get there? So definitely writing down your goals is always going to be, that's like the number one thing for me, is to write it down on paper so you can look at it. Okay, because it's one thing to have it up here, but when you look at it, you're not going to forget, because you know exactly what you're trying to do, and you have to stay focused on that. Like, that's the main thing. Is like, if it's just up here in your head, it's just like there's so much shit going on. Like, you're doing so much. Either you might have, a job, kids, whatever it could be. You want to make sure that you're writing your stuff down so that you can always circle back to it and just focus on what you're trying to do. So the second thing that I would say is to always be yourself, no matter what. I think coming to a platform like YouTube, YouTube is not as easy as people make it out to be. Like, it can be a little tricky. Like, you don't want to copy what other people are doing. You can definitely be inspired, but you do want to put your own spin on whatever you're trying to do. And I think if you just copy, we're just in such a copycat society. It's like, and I get it. Like, you see something working for somebody else and you're like, okay, I'm trying to do that. Like, I'm trying to get like that. And that's cool. You can definitely, I have people that motivate me that I tune into, but you don't want to copy what other people are doing, because it may not work for you. So you just want to be yourself. That's key. I think that's like, no matter what you're doing, you could be doing anything. You want to make sure that you're yourself, because why not? Like, no one is you. You're the only person that's yourself on this earth, and you want to be yourself. The people that gravitate towards you, the people that like you, those are the people that you want to have in your space. So you don't want to have, you don't want to pretend like you're being somebody else, or pretend to do what everybody else is doing, because you might not end up having genuine people around you. So you want to make sure that you're just being yourself. Like, that is key. Be you, talk like you, walk like you. Just be yourself, okay? The people that like it are going to like it. The people that don't like it, they're not going to like it. And that's okay. Everybody's not going to like you. Not everyone is going to like you. And not everyone is going to agree with the things that you say. But that's okay, because there's going to be a handful of people that do like you, that do support you. and that just love you for who you are. So those are the type of people that you want to surround yourself with. Be yourself, okay? Get comfortable in your skin, get to know yourself, and be yourself and love on yourself. Because the way that you love on yourself and treat yourself, you're setting the tone for how people are going to treat you, okay? So always be yourself. And yes, I wrote down everything that I wanted to let you guys know, because I want to make sure that if I would have kept it up here, I might have missed something. So I was like, let me write down everything. The next thing that I have is to journal daily. I talked about this in a previous video. I try to journal every single day. I'm working on it. I think I did better last year. I think last year I was like every day journaling, you know, taking that time out to journal. But I'm trying to get better. So I'm like every day, it takes 10, 15, 20 minutes or less. Just journal. Write down how you're feeling. Write down what's happening. Write down your thoughts. If you're mad, sad, whatever the case is, write it down. Like, put it in a journal, release it. It feels so much better when you write things down, because I don't know, for me it's therapeutic. It is therapeutic. You feel so much better. You feel so much lighter after you journal. So I know for me, I have different journals for different things, but the daily journaling is just how I'm feeling. Like, what's happening? What's going on? Am I mad? Am I sad? Am I happy? You know, what am I feeling today? Like, that type of journaling, I think that is really important, just to release it. You know what I'm saying? Just get it out, put it on paper. You'll feel better after, I promise. The next thing that I have is to have a calendar. That is important, especially at the beginning of a new year. You want to have a calendar just to, you know, so you don't miss any appointments. If you have something to do, set deadlines. If you have any of those, you want to just have a calendar so that you can keep up with the days of the week, and you know, things just don't get all jumbled up and lost. Have a calendar. That's definitely key, and that's important. The next thing that I have on my little list is to surround yourself with positive people and eliminate people that are not positive, and that includes family. Okay. That's a tough one for me. So, you know, I feel like we just give our family so much grace, and it's because they're our family. Like, they share the same blood as us, and I think that it's 2025. Like, we're not doing that anymore. Okay, we're not giving people passes. We're not giving people grace because they're family. Because family can really be worse than strangers in some aspects and in some situations, and it sucks because it's like your family, and they're, you know, you would hope that wouldn't be the case, but in some cases it is the case. Like, sometimes your family will really be your biggest hater, like, and it's like, what the fuck, like, for real? Sometimes your friends will treat you better than your family, and so in some cases you have to just eliminate family too. So that's a big thing, and I think it's hard for a lot of people. I think even if it's not family, I think that people sometimes you just know people for a long time. It could be a childhood friend, it could be people that you've known your whole life, and sometimes it's like, damn, like it's hard to just like cut people out because you feel like you're like being a bad person, but really you're protecting yourself. You know what I mean? And if you're trying to level up and take your life to the next level, everybody can't go. Okay? Everybody can't go. And that's the reality of it. Especially if you're trying to take your life to the next level, and especially if you're trying to elevate yourself and you're learning and you're growing and you're evolving. Not everybody's on that path, and everybody has their journey. So that kind of ties into one of my other points that I wrote down, is I'll just kind of swing into that, is to not judge people, because you don't know what they're going through. Just like they don't know what you're going through. It's like, be aligned with you anymore, but they still have a journey. You know what I'm saying? So they still have things that they have to learn. They still have things that they have to go through. So you don't want to judge them. You know, it's just like, it's all peace and love, but we might not be on the same page right now. And that's okay, because maybe later on down the path in life, you may cross paths again when you're more aligned with each other. So I don't know, just don't judge other people and other people's path, because you don't want people judging you. You know what I'm saying? And also, don't judge yourself for making tough decisions, because don't beat yourself up about it. If you know something doesn't feel right, if you know that you're not aligned with someone anymore, don't beat yourself up for feeling like that. That's like a natural feeling. I think that it can be tough. It's hard. But it takes a lot of guts to say, you know what, this isn't working for me anymore. Like, I'm not feeling the love. I'm not feeling, you know, like we're a match in energy. And don't beat yourself up for that. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with that other person. You guys just aren't aligning anymore. And so don't judge other people. We judge a lot of, like, I mean, I've judged people before. I'm not saying I'm innocent. I'm not judging. But when I do judge, I also try to like check myself on it, because I just know that, hey, I just tell myself, all right, self, chill out. We're not going to judge. That person's on their path. They're doing their own thing. They're learning their own lessons. And when they figure it out, they'll figure it out. It's not your job to try to like change people, is what I want to say. It's not your job to change people. People have to change on their own. People have to want to change and want to, you know, just try to force anybody to, you know, change who they are. Just like you don't want anybody changing who you are. So yeah. Gotta surround yourself with positive people. That's very, very important on your journey to leveling up. The next thing that I have on my little list is look good, feel good. Okay. And that is important. I mean, there are days when you just don't want to get dressed, don't want to do your hair, don't want to, you know, don't want to do your makeup, don't want to do anything. And I think that it's okay to have those days every once in a while. But I also think that every day you should strive to get yourself together, because how you present yourself is how you are going to be treated. So you want to make sure that you look good, feel good. Like, wear what you want to wear, dress the way you want to dress, look how you want to look, but you know, be presentable. Like, walk out in the world and be presentable, because and it sucks. It sucks that if you go outside, like, I'll give you an example, right? I've been outside. I went outside or went to the store with a bonnet on, right? Or a scarf. Or not a bonnet, a scarf. And I can just tell the difference, like, how people treat me. Not that they're treating me mean, not that they're like yelling at me, but you could just tell, like, when you go into certain establishments, people do treat you the way that you look. So if you're walking in and you look nice, you look like you put yourself together, people are going to treat you well. So if we know that that's how the world works, you just gotta have to rock and roll with that. Like, get yourself together, get up, get dressed, do your skincare every night. That's another thing. Make sure you're making sure that your skincare is on point, making sure that you smell good, that you look good, that you feel comfortable in your clothes. I'm not saying you have to dress a certain type of way or wear certain type of clothes. I mean, you could shop at the thrift store and throw something together and still look good. So that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just getting yourself up and making sure that you look good. Because when you look good, you feel good, okay? And people treat you good. The next thing that I have on my list is every day do something towards whatever goals that you have. So it can be the smallest detail, but even if it's like looking over your calendar, looking over your list of goals, you know, YouTube, for example, writing out your content ideas, trying to put as many videos out as you can. It could be anything. I'm just using YouTube as an example because I'm on YouTube, and of course I love YouTube. So it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of dedication, and you have to you just have to be focused. Like, you have to really, I'm telling you, you have to be focused, and it's hard. You know what I mean? And it's hard to stay focused because there's so much going on in the world. The internet, there's just always something happening, good or bad. So you just want to stay focused, and just every day, it could be the smallest thing, like I just said, looking over your goals, looking at your calendar, just something, okay? Do something towards your goal every day, because in the long run, it's going to pay off. The next thing that I have is to set short-term goals and set long-term goals. So this ties into every day doing something towards your goal. So I know for me personally, at the beginning of the year, I usually set a list of long-term goals and just write down everything that I'm trying to get done throughout the year doesn't mean that I'm gonna get it all done. I may not get all the goals done by the end of the year, but I'm gonna try to get most of them. So as long as I have like 90% of the goals that I have on my list checked off, that's great to me. I love that. I'll just put the ones that I didn't, the goals that I did not accomplish, that's gonna go on the list in the following year. So then at least I have those goals that maybe I didn't accomplish, add that to the new goals that are now being set, and you just keep going like that forward, and just until everything is done. Because like I said, it kind of seems like it's a never-ending game. Like leveling up is never ending. Changing, evolving, growing, it's never ending. Like it doesn't matter how old you are, you're never too old to grow, you're never too old to set a goal, you're never too old to do anything. So it's never ending. So it's like, you might be so happy that you hit a goal, but then you're like, oh damn, all right, what's next? That's how I am. I'm like, what's next? Like, okay. And it's always something. There's always something next to accomplish. So set short-term goals. Like, what are you trying to get done this week? What are you trying to get done this day? What are you trying to get done this month? Okay, boom. And then it kind of makes it a little easier when you set the short-term goals, because it ties into the long-term goals, because then it's like, all right, these small goals are getting done, which lead up to the big goals getting done. So I don't know. I just think it's important to set like short-term goals and long-term goals, because they all kind of connect at the end of the day. They all come together. And like I said, it's a never-ending game. It's a never-ending game. The next thing that I have on my list is to forgive yourself. Like, forgive yourself and forgive those that have hurt you. I've struggled with this. I've struggled with this. It has taken me years to forgive myself. Just for things that I've done, even for hurting other people, for other people hurting me. We've all been there. Everyone has experienced some form of disappointment, whether it's something that they've done themselves or whether it's something that someone else has done to them. And we hang on to that. And one thing that I've learned on my personal journey is that no matter how much time has passed, something that has happened to you or something that you've done can really bother you years down the line. There's been things in my past that I've done as far as hurting other people, right? And of course, it's like, yeah, you and that person may be in a decent, good space, but it's like, it still might bother you that you did that to that person. And it's like, don't, like, at the end of the day, what's done is done. The past is done. It's over. There's nothing you could do about it. You can't go back and change. If we could all step in a time machine and go back, trust me, majority of us would, and we would do things differently. I think for me, the main thing that I've done to help me to get past those feelings and those thoughts is to think about what I've learned. You want to focus on what you learned. What did you learn? When those thoughts creep up, for me, I'm like, okay, girl, what did you learn? And that just like, it helps me like get past that, because I'm like, all right, I learned not to do this, X, Y, and Z. Focus on what you've learned. Focus on the lesson in the situation, no matter what it is. What did you learn? No matter how bad it is, no matter how much hurt you caused, no matter how much hurt someone caused you. Think about the lesson. What did you learn? Did it help you become a better person? Did you learn to do something differently? Did you learn not to do something differently? Like, just focus on the lesson, and I promise you that will change the game for you. Like, what did you learn? That's it. Don't worry about what happened. What did you learn? Okay? And I promise you, whenever those thoughts creep up, just what did you learn? Oh, all right. I learned to not do that. Like, I'm telling you. What did you learn? Okay, the next thing that I have, stop sharing your business with everybody. Like, everything doesn't need to be on the internet, and everybody doesn't need to know what you have going on. I think that's also a tough lesson too for a lot of us. And I think that sometimes, like, we think, oh my God, like, it's kind of rude. Like, I'm not telling people my family, for example. I'm not telling my family, like, what I got going on. Like, I'm not telling my friends what I'm doing, like, everything that I'm doing. And it's like, pick and choose what you share and be cool with that. Everybody doesn't need to know what you have going on. if you're starting a business, if you're writing a book, if you're planning on, I don't know, it could be anything. Literally, if you're planning on starting a YouTube channel, like, everybody doesn't need to know what you're doing. And I just think that that's super important on your level up journey, because some people could put a damper on your dreams. Some people could tell you just be negative. You know what I'm saying? Just negative Nancy all up and down the street. Like, we don't, keep your business to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Keep your business to yourself. Also, just when it comes to posting online, just be very selective with what you share with people. I know for me, I'm super, super, super protective of my family. It's like, I don't, it's really not like I'm trying to hide my family, but I'm just like, I don't know. I'm so protective of certain things that, like, I just don't want the world to, like, I don't know. Like, it's my little bubble and I want to protect it. And there's nothing wrong with that. And you know, there's nothing wrong with a little mystery either. So you don't have to tell everybody your business, whether that's friends or family. That's it. You just don't. Okay, pick and choose who you tell your business to. If you have that one close friend where you feel like you can tell everything to, you can share everything with, that's a blessing too. So I mean, that's fine, but everybody doesn't need to know what you have going on, and that's just the bottom line. The last thing that I have is, you don't owe nobody a damn thing. Actually, I got two more things. You don't owe nobody nothing, okay? You don't owe anyone an explanation. And people are gonna get offended. I'm telling you right now, heads up, people will be offended. They're gonna think you're being shady. They're gonna think that you're being mean, and you're not, okay? Protect yourself. Don't worry about it. You don't owe nobody nothing. Only people that you owe anything to is yourself, if you have children, if you have a spouse, and your parents, okay? And I put them in the box because, you know, that's your parents. Like, they brought you into this world. You don't owe nobody nothing. Nothing, not a damn thing. I've literally had family members, and I'm speaking on family because those are the closest people to you. You know, oh, you don't even tell what's the big secret. And these are people that don't even tell you their business, but they want to know your business. No, you don't need to know anything. I don't owe you anything. Like, you don't owe anyone anything. If you don't feel like sharing something, if you don't feel like going somewhere, if you say no, stand on that and stand 10 toes down. You don't owe anyone anything. So don't ever let anyone make you feel like you owe them an explanation, because you don't. Okay? You don't. If you're good in your body and yourself, and you look in the mirror and you're cool, that's it. Okay? That's it. That's it. If your wife or husband is cool, that's it. If your kids are cool, that's it. If your parents are good, that's it. You don't owe no one nothing. Don't ever let no one make you feel like you owe them an explanation as to why you're doing something, why you're not doing something, where you been, why you didn't come. You don't owe anybody shit. So that's that. I'm sorry, I'm so passionate because I'm actually at that point now. It took me a little bit, you know, because you feel guilty. You're like, oh my God, I'm being so mean. Like, no, you're not. You're standing 10 toes down, and there's nothing wrong with that. You don't owe anybody anything. And then the last thing that I have for you guys when it comes to leveling up, and this really should have been number one, so forgive me, is to pray. That's really the number one. That's the number one key to success, is to pray, okay? Pray to God and just ask for peace and guidance, and He will guide you wherever you're trying to go, okay? Anyway, sorry for my little outburst that I just had, but if you guys enjoyed this video, I hope that you did. I hope you got a little something out of it. Cheers to leveling up, because we're all trying to level up and we're all evolving, and I wish you guys nothing but the best, nothing but blessings on top of blessings. I'll see you guys in my next one. I'm out. Bye.